I know we talked a lot about the farming itself, but if we can deep dive into the product, so raw milk and the health benefits. So raw milk, for those who don't know, that means unpasteurized milk. And so what's the difference between raw milk and pasteurized milk, which is what most people are able to, what people buy at the grocery store?
Easier to probably say the similarities.
The similarities, okay.
They're white. Raw milk is milk. Let's get that fact straight away. So milk that comes straight from the animal, a healthy animal, everything in that milk is in exactly the right proportions: proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, to sustain and grow a baby mammal. It's designed to grow a baby mammal.
Right.
And that transfers directly to how when we consume it. If you fed just pasteurized milk, you wouldn't get any of those benefits. So the pasteurization kills good and bad bacteria.
And so what's pasteurization though?
Heating up to 63 degrees or more for a set period of time. So 63 degrees for half an hour, I think it's 72 for 5 minutes, or the ultra high is 90 odd for 3 or 4 seconds.
Which is the process that all milk has to go through in order to be commercially sold, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So in that process, you are denaturing the proteins, you're destroying the enzymes, you're making the vitamins less available. It's effectively a soup of dead bacteria
Right.
and cells.
It's killing the milk.
It's killing the milk. You've destroyed all of the benefits of that milk. So when you drink pasteurized milk, your body doesn't recognize that as a food. So your pancreas has to emit enzymes to be able to actually start breaking that down. Your body goes into a bit of a crisis. These are why people get asthma and eczema from drinking milk.
Inflammation and flare up.
It's a histamine response. You actually are having, they say about people getting blocked noses when they drink dairy. If you drink raw milk, you probably won't get those symptoms, because your body, when you drink raw milk, your body just goes, ah.
And the enzymes are...
Every enzyme you need to break it down is in the milk.
Oh, wow.
So it's a pure form of food. And I have customers that will live on it for a month at a time. Don't chew anything. They literally
they do a milk
just have
detox.
raw. It's a raw milk detox, basically. It's called GOMAD diet, a gallon of milk a day, and bodybuilders will do it to put on mass.
Raw milk, obviously.
Yes, yeah. It wouldn't work with pasteurized milk. It doesn't work at all. So the benefits to your microbiome. Again, we don't necessarily have the science to back this up, but anecdotally, I've got people that come to me, it's their medicine. If they don't have it, they're ill. So IBS is a classic one. The amount of people that have come to me with serious IBS, within a month of having it, their symptoms have cleared up, and they'll talk to me about their waxy poos, which is something which is a real achievement for them. One of my neighbours, she had a very small amount of food groups she could eat until she had our raw milk. She still can't eat all of them. I think tomatoes, and there's something else I think she struggles with. But we have people come with eczema that's, the faces are cracking up, and within a month that's like a pink healed. It's incredible.
Well, because when I was a teen, I had really bad acne, and I mean, this. I used to be vegan, vegetarian, but I initially just stopped drinking milk to help reduce the inflammation from this bad acne. Switching over to raw milk, I've not necessarily experienced any flare-ups like I would have thought I would if I would have downed a whole pint of pasteurized milk. So, yeah, I hear a lot of stories of people switching over to raw milk or reintegrating milk through unpasteurized products, and yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, so when they say give up dairy because you're probably intolerant to it, you probably are. Pasteurized milk.
Right.
Raw milk are very unlikely. But a lot of people think they're lactose intolerant, but actually they're protein intolerant. So that with our selective breeding policies over a couple of centuries, I suppose, we've bred out part of so different cows produce different sorts of beta casein. So there's A1 and A2. Now everybody can pretty much digest A2, but not everybody can digest the A1. The A1 cows are the ones that gave them more milk.
Okay.
The bigger bodies. So the genetics all steering towards these A1 cows, which is making people intolerant to milk.
Right.
So it's like a complete opposite to what they actually wanted to achieve. So we've been selectively breeding for A2 for 5 years now, and I think we've got about 3 or 4 cows that aren't A2 left. So our milk is classed as A2. So we don't get as many barriers to people being able to drink our milk as we used to before. So even though it's raw, still people would go, oh, I still get bilious, I'm still feeling sick, or it has a laxative effect. And now we don't get any of that. We don't get those symptoms. We don't get the eczemas or anything we used to get before. I mean, when our relief milker, she used to get eczema on her hands, and she actually put it onto her hands, literally as a topical treatment, and that's now cleared up.
That's actually kind of so funny, because I'm just thinking of this. I saw on this on TV at some point. I think some women do that for eczema. They use breast milk, their own breast milk, which technically is unpasteurized. Yeah.
That's A2.
Oh.
Same as goats.
Interesting. So a bit of, I know it sounds like a silly question, but for people who don't know, unpasteurized milk is not the same thing as unhomogenized milk that you see in the grocery store, right?
Unhomogenized, unpasteurized is about the most toxic thing you can do to milk.
Okay, so explain
so
what's that.
Homogenization is where they smash the fat globule. Apparently the housewife doesn't like it when the milk separates, so when the fat goes to the top, what they do, they put it through this like a pinhole. They force it through a pinhole, really high pressure, and it just smashes up that fat globule to make it smaller. When you consume that milk, all of those sugars and all those fats go straight through your stomach wall, straight into the lining of your stomach. Whereas with unhomogenized milk, the fats go into your lower intestines, where it's actually digested, and that will then feed your brain and your joints and all the places it's supposed to be. Good example for the speed of absorption is ADHD kids. So we've got mothers that will come and get our milk to feed them lasting at night, because if they have pasteurized, homogenized milk, the kids are on the ceiling. The brains are just so active because the sugars they're giving them a sugar spike, like giving a kid a Haribo. Whereas our milk, because it's ingested in a different way and it's slow release sugar, they sleep. So it's actually a sleeping aid.
Interesting.
And good for things like diabetes as well, because you don't get that sugar loading. Your body the sugars are delivered in such a way that your body can cope with, because it's a natural product. It's not been messed with. So the homogenization, I believe, no fact, is that was designed by the dairy companies because it makes the equipment much easier to clean. If you've got fat that sticks to the outside of a silo, when it goes down, it just sticks to the outside, and that takes a lot of energy, a lot of steam, a lot of water to clean that off. Whereas if it's just in solution, it's just a rinse, very clean, very easy to clean, very much easier to on the equipment, so you don't have to have lots of expensive cleaning equipment to go with it, or even heating up lots of water. That's my theory. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
You're the expert, so
I'm not
I'll
the
take your
expert.
word for it.
But no, I mean, like you get industry insiders, I won't drink pasteurized. I won't even drink my own pasteurized milk.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that tells us everything we need to know.